Hi, welcome back to Full Cup Astrology. I'm Jen Keane, and today I have another exciting video on the final eclipse of 2023. And this is not only the final eclipse of this year, but it is the final eclipse in a series that started November 2021. So this is a huge pressure release, and with the intensity that's been building all year and with the intense experiences that most people are going through, this is the pressure release. This is the finale. This is a really exciting moment. And I am going to give you a general overview of this eclipse. Don't miss the general overview because it is going to make your sign-by-sign reading make a lot more sense. And in the general overview, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the energy as a whole that's finishing right now and for the year. And then the sign-by-sign will just give you a clearer sense of what's happening specifically for you. Check your sun, moon, and rising if you know all three. If you just know your sun sign, that's going to give you a snapshot of one part of your life. But in one area of life for everybody, something is coming to fruition. Something is coming to a close that has been in the works for quite some time. Thank you to everybody who has been watching, liking, subscribing. It really means the world to me, and it has been so much fun to watch, especially for the last video. So thank you to all. And if you are enjoying this video, please hit that subscribe button so that you get notifications when I release my new moon and full moon videos every month, and there is more to come on exciting astro info for you. So this final Scorpio Taurus eclipse, this is a Taurus lunar eclipse that is happening on October 28th, 2023. It's a Saturday night, and it is a Saturday night of all of the Halloween parties, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be intense. I love when eclipses happen on Saturdays, which they seem to be happening lately on the weekends. And yeah, I think that really brings a lot more opportunity for situations and stuff to go down. So it is at 5 degrees Taurus, this eclipse, and it is happening at 1:24 p.m. in the afternoon. That's Pacific Standard Time. And Taurus is a sign of stability. It is a sign of financial security. It loves to be stable, secure, productive. It doesn't get frazzled. It's a very, when it comes to eclipse energy, especially one like this that could really shake things up, it makes Taurus a little more uncomfortable. So for all of you Taurus signs out there, you're going to be happy to hear that this 2-year period of eclipses is finally behind you. And the person that you're becoming has likely been up for some good change. This Taurus eclipse is exciting to me because it has some big players coinciding with this eclipse, and we haven't experienced that for a little while. They have been a bit more our last eclipse two weeks ago, though it brought some intensity, it didn't have big players like this one does. And eclipse energy is an initiator, and it lasts longer than a full moon cycle, so you can expect the initiation and what is triggered at the time of this full moon to spread out for years and lifetime. The changes that are fated and happening at the time of an eclipse are meant to change us deeply, and that's how they last a lifetime. A regular full moon, new moon, they are cycles that start and finish and don't have as deep of an impression on our soul as eclipses do. So when an eclipse like this comes in, and it first I'm going to talk about Mars. Mars is making an opposition to this eclipse, which is a point of tension. It is trying to balance out some energy in some way. And Mars severs. Mars is the god of war. Mars is ambitious and takes action. It is next to Mercury, which is all about mind and communication and the words that we speak. And it is not only in opposition in that balancing tension energy to the moon itself. Jupiter is right there next to it, and Jupiter amplifies, Jupiter heals, Jupiter expands and makes things bigger. So it's the combination of Mars and Jupiter that are in exact opposition that I think brings this intensity. And because Mercury is there, it's likely going to come through our words and our communication. With Jupiter in the mix and Mars, I think holding back our communication is going to be really challenging this weekend. If there has been stuff brewing inside of you and it needs to be said, this is the energy that agitates situations enough so that those words can be spoken. But this is a time to be very mindful of your words, because the fire that's going to be brewing and the energy behind this, it's like you just can't hold back anymore. And sometimes that explosiveness can carry with it a tone that is not as helpful. But I don't want you to keep, if you're feeling this energy brewing, this isn't, you don't want to continue to internalize this energy. It's brewing because action needs to be taken, and that's why Mars is here in this story. It is asking for action. So, and there's a bit of a curveball energy. This is Uranus is our curveball planet that we just don't know what's coming, and it will tear things down to build anew. It is the Tower card in tarot. It's making more of a lovely aspect with Venus, and it is just alongside this moon energy. So there could be some unexpected developments in romance and with females that really supports the more intense energy at this time, for lack of a better word. So this pressure release that's happening, I think it's going to come through words and through our mind with this full moon, with this lunar eclipse. Because Mars and Mercury are also in Scorpio, I think that things that we typically keep hidden are meant to come to the surface. So if you've been holding secrets, or if somebody else has been holding secrets, this is a time where if someone's been holding secrets, you or another person, this is a time when that could come out. This is a time where people could be severed from your life. Some of you are going to experience that more than others, but if an eclipse takes somebody away, it is a destined time, and it's not always an easy part of eclipses in life. When it comes to loss and the more challenging things that we experience as humans, it can get really uncomfortable. So I say that to remind of the purpose of things coming and going, to hopefully ease any discomfort around loss that some people might experience. Now, that's not to stir up any fear or concern or worry. Most of us are not going to experience loss. It could be just that something is completing, something is ending. It's something that has a deep psychological nature. It might not be tangible because the sun is in Scorpio and Mars and Mercury. Scorpio is more about the underworld within us. So something of that is going through transformation or coming to an end or coming to fruition. If you've been working on your psychology and some of your shadow qualities, or you've been working on parts of yourself that you just don't show the world. So this can be a very internal process, and it doesn't mean that there's a tangible event happening for some. And the moon being in Taurus, there is a fruition around luxury and comfort and more of the physical, material aspects of this experience. So that wasn't coming out very easily, but the point is that I think there's psychological changes that have been going on for a couple of years. Those are coming to an end. Some event might happen that will just really complete that process for you. And what it's encouraging is to move into that Taurus energy. There is going to be a lunation and a light around how we find more security in a practical sense. And that's what all the deep psychological work is for, right? We want more security as humans. We want more Taurus energy. We want pleasure. We want those Venusian vibes of beauty and sensuality and good food and all of the earthly pleasures that balance out all of the scorpionic challenges that we face. And those are our deep psychological wounds. Those are the parts of ourselves that we don't want to look at. That's the shadow work. So this is an opportunity for balancing out both of those things, and I hope many of you reap the rewards of Taurus energy around this time. And if you don't feel it right away, this pressure release is going to bring it in slowly over the next couple of years as you integrate as a soul and as a human what has been going on for you at a deeper level since November 2021. And now that is a big, that summarizes this eclipse as I see it. An eclipse, a good ritual for full moons and especially at eclipse time is anything that helps you let go, and that process of letting go, shedding energy, tune into your body and see what comes up and what you're able to release. And if you're not sure how this is going to affect you, now I'm going to get into the sign by sign. So check your sun, moon, and rising, and I will see you there. Hi Capricorn, this is all about friends for you. Friends, joy, fun, pleasure, children. For some Capricorns out there, this could be about your children, if you have them, and it might not be as much about you, but in some way you are still going through the psychological transformation alongside your children's experiences. So if this is friends and networks for you, there could be some sharp words that come from others, or it might be you towards them that need to be said. Capricorn, you are finishing up your Pluto transit in your sense of self, and this is transforming who you are on a deep psychological level more than other people. So even though this eclipse is a psychological transformational eclipse, the fact that Pluto is finishing a transit in your sign since 2008, I think speaks more to the psychological transformation that you have been going through. So you, more than other signs, might really feel this as a pressure release. And well-timed, you've been putting in a lot of hard work, Capricorn, to create those changes. So if challenges show up or changes show up with your community, friends, networks, it's probably been in the works for a couple of years. And it's time. When you change, your surroundings need to change. When your children change, your surroundings need to change. Something could really be amplified when it comes to joy and creativity for you. And if it's not for you, then something is really blowing up in a magnifying, healing way for your children. Jupiter magnifies, but it also is the big healer. So yeah, I think that you are going to experience some healing in your ability to find joy and really dive into your skills and what you're good at in this life. And your children might be going through that too. So if there's something that's been holding you back from finding more play, joy, or accessing the things that your inner strength, accessing what inner strengths you need to show the world and bring to the world, maybe through a creative project, this weekend could really charge that up and show you the way and show you the path to being more creative and being in your bliss, which it doesn't come easily to a Capricorn. And when transformations become challenging in astrology, they're challenging temporarily, but the ultimate goal is always more love and more joy and more bliss. Sometimes we just have to go through uncomfortable changes to remove the blockages that are preventing us from getting there. And as Capricorn, one of the blockages is performance, it's work, it's achievement. So if you're always trying to achieve and you're always trying to get to the next thing, it's a little bit hard to find that joy in the moment. And this moon has a lot of hope for showing you the path to that. So I hope that this one is a really fun one for you, Capricorn. I hope you are having fun with your children this Halloween weekend, doing some trick-or-treating or going to parties, whatever it is, having that tasty chocolate, whatever it is that brings you back to play. That's what the theme is going to be for you, Capricorn. Enjoy. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. This is happening on the axis for you of home, career, family versus public reputation, inner world versus outer world. But this ultimately is about home for you and your inner world. What is it that is coming to fruition that has been in the works for you in your home life since 2021? Whatever has been going on, whatever you've been working towards, here it is. This is it. This is, you have reached this space of deep inner healing with Jupiter there. Maybe at times it has come unexpectedly or in ways that you didn't imagine with Uranus there as well. But for you, when it comes to the intense communication that can happen this weekend, this is about reputation, status, public image. So this could, I think that for a lot of, especially Aquarius risings out there, if there is some harsh communication happening this weekend, it might be coming from you. You might be stepping into a more authoritative role in your life, and that has been part of this inner healing that you've been working towards to make yourself more assertive and get in line with where you want to be and how you want to be seen by others. With Aquarius rising, you have Leo in the 7th house, and this applies to your sun and moon as well. It will be the same chart. It's just that events are going to be stronger for the Aquarius rising, so I just wanted to mention that. But with Leo in your house of other, there is a natural showiness and pride that you have when it comes to your experiences with other people. That's something that you value and something that comes naturally and is very important to you. So that could be going through a big final change right now, and your public image and how you're seen this weekend is going to show you how far you've come in that realm. And in January, you are about to face a lot more transformation over the next 20 years to who you are as a person, with Pluto moving into your first house. So you're finishing the psychological changes when it comes to how you connect to the unseen realm before moving into that. And that could be a piece that comes up at this time, where your connection to the spiritual world, or the ways that you used to like to be hidden, are now changing and looking for more visibility. So yeah, mostly career and public image for you guys, Aquarius. And I think you're going to really feel at home in yourself and at home in your actual home. For those of you where this is an actual home and not just your inner world, with Jupiter there is a lot of abundance and expansion, maybe moving into a bigger new home for some of you. And that's going to bring different attention from others. But however this is manifesting for you, congratulations on all the work you've done over the last couple of years, because it is no easy feat to have that in your 4th and 10th house when it comes to your inner life and your outer life and how you're seen by others. So reap the rewards from that, and I hope you have a really fun Halloween weekend, Aquarius. We'll see you next time. Pisces, get ready for a perspective change. That's what's been brewing for you for the last couple of years, is change your mind, change your life. This is changing your world perspectives. This is changing your day-to-day mind. This is the moment that you have been working towards for the last couple of years. And a lot of the challenging situations that might have come up and that you're facing are all about this. Changing your communication, changing your mindset on how the world works and your spiritual perspective. Depending on how this has been going for you, this could come in really hot with words from somebody else. So if somebody is really aggressively sharing their world perspective with you and shoving it down your throat or whatever it is, know that this is a challenge that is showing up so that you can change how you interact with resistance to other people's perspectives. And this is going to create mental healing that is going to last with you for the rest of your life. So it's going to show up differently for everyone. In that sense, I'm referring to what you could be going through on an energetic, mental level. The other potential way that this is manifesting for certain people is actual travel. If you have any court cases that are open, this could be a legal matter of some kind. This has to do with immigration, visas, long distance travel, short distance travel, maybe travel in general has been going on for some Pisces out there. If you've been commuting a lot or dealing with anything that's foreign, anything that's out of your neighborhood, out of your typical route, that could come up. But ultimately, it could also have to do with siblings. If you're not seeing this manifest in your life specifically, there could be something going on with a sibling. But I think that for many Pisces out there, this is more of a badge when it comes to your mental strength. And you have accomplished a lot when it comes to changing your mind on things and expanding your world perspective. Sometimes you might not even feel like you have. This might feel like a very natural process. But looking back on where your mindset was before November 2021 to where you are now, that's where those differences might stand out. So keep in mind that harsh communication could show up for you more than other signs this weekend. If you're faced with that, just deal with it the way you see best. I think sometimes conflicts are not always meant to be avoided or dealt with the most diplomacy. Sometimes conflicts are just meant to be, not that we're aiming for this, but I'm mentioning this so that if it happens, you can have more peace with it and just let it be in that. With astrology, the energy that gets the messiest and is the most disruptive creates the better outcome in the end. And I have been contemplating this more in my own life and noticing patterns that when I feel like I've made a mistake and I'm bothered by the fact that I made that mistake, I usually learn better and get so frustrated with the choice that I made that I make my own choices better moving forward because of that. If I had just made mediocre choices, I would continue to make mediocre choices and not really rein in the difference of that energy inside of me when I'm making a choice that's not quite in alignment versus a choice that really is. So embrace the chaos and intensity if that's how it shows up for you. And of course, on Halloween weekend, that could just add to the fun and the excitement for sure. You are also, Pisces, you are going through personally learning how to set boundaries more than other signs with yourself and other. And I think that whatever shows up right now might have to do with that and might have to do with networks that you are changing, friends and communities that have been under transition since 2008. That's also coming to a close as a cycle. So if friction in communication and perspectives shows up, there's also that layer for you that this is an experience to learn how to create an energetic and verbal boundary potentially, and also maybe changing some friend networks if that's what comes up by the end of the year. That could be very likely as well. So have fun with it, Pisces, and you are such a sensitive soul, so these situations that help build stronger boundaries, even though they're uncomfortable, it is going to enhance your ability to tune into the world and protect yourself all that much more. Enjoy, Pisces. Hi, Aries. This is an extra psychological one for you. You are getting hit more than others with the psychological conflict and transformation that could come up right now. It could be triggered by finances or your sense of self-worth. So somebody else, a partner, your deep intimate connections might create challenging communication that triggers the stepping into your self-worth that you have been working on since November 2021. This could have to do with actual money. It might show up more that way for some than others. If that's the case, then an investment or assets of some kind, maybe something you've been wanting for a really long time, is finally yours. Congrats if that's what's manifesting. But even when those things manifest, that is a material representation of the energetic shifts and accomplishments that we've made. And you are experiencing deep healing energy and rejuvenation in that part of your life when it comes to how you take care of yourself and how you feel about yourself. So I'm really excited to see this one for you, Aries. I think that Aries is already, when it comes to how you show yourself in the world, you come across as brave and ready for action, and you come across as very confident. But that doesn't mean that's how you feel inside. For many of you, you do, but there's always a new layer. There's always something more you can achieve, and more better ways of taking care of your body, but also just a new level of being self-assured. And sometimes the more unevolved side of Aries is that you can be brave and combative when threatened. But somebody who has this deep self-assuredness, they just don't flinch when those situations come up. And I think that's what's going to happen for you this weekend. Whatever challenges show up in a psychological way, this is going to show you that you're unflinchable now. And this is an opportunity to exercise that in the face of what looks like it could be cutting in a psychological way. So I hope that it's gentle on you. And in another way that this could show up is a lot of intimate passion. So this could be like your intimate life and sex life, really passionate and on fire, and maybe bringing in some kinky words or taboo experiences that you've been wanting to experience when it comes to your intimate connections. That could be a fun way that this shows up. And you are really transforming your public image. You have been doing that since 2008 with Pluto in your 10th house, and that's an energy that is wrapping up this year. And I mention that because I think it's really connected to this worth and psychological changes that are happening on that level, because whether you see it or not, that changes how other people see you. There are these really subtle ways that we show up in the world, and that people read our energy, and people can tell whether you're someone that they can easily take advantage of or not, or whether you're someone they can dominate with their words or not. And you no longer are. Maybe you never were, but you've also reached a whole new level of no one's gonna mess with you kind of vibes. So enjoy this one, Aries. I think you're really stepping into your Ram energy and with this one. And have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next time. Oh, Taurus, my. Say goodbye to eclipse season for you. So whether this has been a lot of blessings or a lot of stress or a lot of both, this is your final eclipse. Congratulations on all of the hard work that you've been putting into yourself. And in so many ways, this year, Jupiter has been blessing you and protecting you. But you've had a long stay of Uranus, which still has another year. And that is an uncomfortable energy for Taurus. That is an upheaval of self that Taurus would rather not bother with. Taurus is like, I'm fine. No, I'm good. I'm Taurus. I'm solid. I'm secure. I've got it going on. But Uranus has been showing you maybe where you where the foundation can be rattled. And this final eclipse in your sign is solidifying some big changes that you've been making over the last couple of years when it comes to yourself, your body, your psychology, and who you are in this world. You are also one of the signs that could be getting some sharp words from other people, especially significant partnerships. And this means romantic partnerships, business partnerships, others in your life that are very significant. They could be sharp, they could be cutting. Maybe you are cutting people out. That's another possibility. And that's a house cleaning that sometimes has to be done when we are going through big changes of self, just like you are. Pluto is also wrapping up your 9th house transitions of spirituality and higher perspective and foreign places. So you're working on your mindset, and you're working on, for some of you, it could be travel and foreign places. But I mentioned that because this is all tied in. This is tied into that bigger Pluto picture that is finishing at the end of the year. And this is one stage of that before you go into, this is changing your perspective. This is changing teachers around you. This is integrating foreign concepts and foreign things before you go into a big public image transformation starting next year. So consider this some of the groundwork, and it's going to make whatever changes come with Pluto's shift next year even easier. You are being blessed with Venus in your 5th house right now, so you are likely, if you're single, you're enjoying more dating and fun and romance, or at least the opportunities are there if you want them. You can always say no, but this is really being amplified in a lovely way with Jupiter right now too, so it could be that your children somehow bring some beauty and pleasure into your life. So have fun with that energy. That's a really nice one. And whatever play and creativity that you like and enjoy, it's here for the taking this weekend. So dive into that energy regardless of what other energy shakeups happen. And congratulations again on finishing up this 2-year series of eclipses when it comes to self and other. For many of you, your partnerships have gone through transformations. Who you are in partnership and what you're looking for in partnership can be going through transformation. And on the other side, your partnerships are going to be that much more enjoyable, that much more filled with love and depth, because a Taurus rising has Scorpio in the other, and you want depth, and that's likely what you've been working towards, and likely what's going to show up. So have a great one, Taurus, and I will see you next time. Gemini, here we go. This is your connection to the unseen realm. You are finishing what has been a 2-year eclipse season in your connection, your psychic connection, and how you find seclusion and space away from the regular day-to-day grind. It's work and the day-to-day grind that might show up as challenges this weekend for you. If you have employees, then you could be experiencing some aggressive communication with them. If you have been going through some health stuff, this could come to an end. For those of you that applies to, and something with your body and work could certainly be going through some conflict or changes as well. But whatever conflicts show up, this is about trusting your intuition, and I think it's going to show up like word flashes in your brain, and it might be insight into work-related things for you or your habits, hobbies. If you've had some illness or unhealthy behavior that you are wanting to cut out and working towards, it's your psychic ability and your intuition that's going to help guide you down that path. So tune in to that energy to create those physical shifts. That's going to be stronger for you than most signs. You're learning that you have a lot of control over that energy, maybe more than you thought, and it can be used as an asset. Potentially, up until now, it could have been, for some of you, not all of you, causing illness or causing stress in the workplace because of this growing heightened sensitivity. When you're growing in sensitivity, it's hard on the physical body, and it's hard to just manage being around other people, and especially in the workplace. That's one of the areas where we don't have a lot of control, most of us. We have to show up to work, and whoever shows up in our energetic space, we just have to deal with. So this is the big finale. All of the work that you've been putting towards this, I think this weekend or in the weeks, months to follow, you're going to have some experiences that show you how far you've really come and how in tune you are with your intuition, and how that's supporting your day-to-day activities, hobbies, and employees if you do have them. This has been a very psychological, transforming time for you, and I'm sure it has been since 2008 with Pluto in your 8th house. That's what's creating the deeper psychological transformation and healing, and it can be unbearable at times. If Pluto's been hitting any of your personal planets, it can feel awful. But the point is to get that stuff out and really purge the uncomfortable stuff inside of us. And you've been doing a lot of that. You've been cleaning house. And as you've been cleaning house, these sensitivities have been growing. Now you're also putting boundaries around your public image to protect that. You might retreat more in your public image than you used to. You might just be less seen in the public than you have been previously, and that is something that you're welcoming. That's something that is for protection, not for lack of authority or being who you are or success or any of those things. And Venus is in your 4th house right now, so you are experiencing a lot of joy and blessings and fun and extra beauty in your inner world and your home life. So for you, Gemini, I think that this is a very internal time. You might feel drawn to being alone this weekend and secluded, and you're learning how to... Gemini typically likes to be really chatty and be amongst the busyness and understand people and communicate, and you're very skilled at all of that. But all of this energy tells me or speaks to learning how to take a step back and find balance in that busyness and retreat away from the world. So enjoy a fun, cozy weekend, Gemini, and if you are going out this weekend or anything has showing up that's been intense in your life, then take a time out where you can and give yourself a little bit of alone space, and I think it'll really pay off. Enjoy! Hi, Cancer. This eclipse is happening in your friendships, networks. It could be a long-held dream or wish coming true. And it is also bringing an expansion of these dreams or wishes or friendships or communities, perhaps in an unexpected way. So something might be destroyed and reborn at this time when it comes to your audience and community at large. These are the bigger groups of people that you hang out with. There is more passion right now in this fun part of your chart. So fun, creativity, the communication is there. For those of you who have children, there could be some anger and aggression and aggressive words that come from your children. There could just be a lot of passion. So whatever it is that's going on there, just know that it is eclipse energy and it will pass. But this lunar eclipse on your 11th and 5th house axis is highlighting fun and joy and community. And where is it that you find fun and joy within your community? How do you seek pleasure or express your God-given talents and express yourself in your community? That could be something that if you don't have children, if that isn't one of the cards that is being played and your children aren't, getting really all amped up at the time of this eclipse, then it could be that you're feeling really passionate about your creative projects or about expressing who you are in your community. And that's going to attract a community that's more in alignment with you. So if you're not operating from a place of expression of your true self and expression of your strengths, then the people around you aren't going to be a true match. But when you do express that inner truth of who you are and you feel free to let that out, then the community will match. And I think for a lot of Cancers out there, there's a tendency to hold back and just not show who you truly are to everybody until you trust them and until they've shown that there's somebody that is worthy of seeing all of you. That's the protective mechanism that is built into the crab archetype of Cancer. But what if you did show a little bit more of your true self and express that freely, and then those other people come in that are a better match? So that's the potential that I see brewing here. And this is something that's been going on for the last 2 years. And this is the final cycle. This is the final push and pop of changes that you've been creating in this part of your life. This could also have to do with dating partnerships and the pleasure that you get in dating and romance. If that's the case, then there's some balancing of tension and balancing of energy to do with your community, friendships, and dating relationships in some way. So maybe you're introducing a partner to your community, or maybe someone that you're dating is bringing new community into your life. And that's creating expansion and growth and healing, and maybe is just a better match for you. And right now you have Venus in your 3rd house, so that is going to just make communication overall that much more pleasant. It's a bit of a protective mechanism for you at this time with the eclipse energy compared to other signs that might get more of the abrasive communication that is indicated with this eclipse. And you're going to be, I've said this in several videos, but you're going to be very glad to have Pluto move on from your partnerships house, which means that you are graduating from hardcore lessons around partnership and how to operate with other people. And that is about to pay off big time next year and as this year closes. So enjoy, have a lot of fun, Cancer, with this. This is a fun placement to have an eclipse. You're going to be having more fun out there than some other signs. So enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Hi Leo. This eclipse is happening in your 10th house of honors, reputation, your public image, and how the world sees you. What a lovely place to have an eclipse for Leo. I mean, this is Leo's spot to get recognition and attention for, for this could be related to career. So this could be some a recognition or a place of manifestation and culmination that has happened from career and hard work that you've been putting into it. But there's something about home and career and home and excuse me, home and image out there that is they're both being illuminated with this eclipse. It looks like there's a potential for a lot of passion or a lot of heat or a lot of, there could be some aggressive words happening at home for Leos or passionate words. So it can go either way, but it's, the communication is hot and feisty and it's not being held back. And this somehow could be changing your status and public image and how the world views you. You might be balancing home life and work life, or home life and public image in some way. But it looks like your public image is really getting a boost. Jupiter being exact for this is, it's a really beautiful healing energy to have. And I think you're going to like this one a lot. Your self-worth is getting a boost of energy right now too, and that is a nice complement to this visibility and this recognition that's coming your way. And it looks very work-related. You are graduating from a big transit where you have completely revolutionized your work life and your day-to-day habits and what's going on as far as routines for you, and that's really paying off with the recognition that you're getting right now. Leo, I think this one is a little bit shorter for you, but it's kind of a short and sweet scenario. I foresee this being good for most Leos. However, when it comes to Mars energy in the home, there may be a bit of unpredictability to it. So, let me know what's going on for you in the comments. And if something home is, I've heard a story about somebody in their neighborhood having their house blow up, and I assume that we're laughing a little bit about it, not really, but just that whenever we hear about a house blowing up, it's always been connected to a meth lab. So I don't think that your house is going to blow up, but my first thought when I heard that was, this person might be a Leo rising, and this is the kind of energy that's at home. So take caution if, just double check that you've turned the stove off and that kind of thing. Again, this is a very small margin of you might have some sort of conflict at home, and otherwise enjoy the passion, enjoy the fun, enjoy this attention and public recognition that you're getting. Whatever it is related to, I'm sure it's well deserved. So enjoy, and I will see you next time, Leo. Hi Virgo. You are wrapping up this eclipse season in your 3rd and 9th house, which means your mindset has been completely revamped in the last 2 years, or at least you're leveling up. You're the next level of your spiritual perspective. Perhaps you have been taking some education or learning, and that is reaching a peak and culmination and point of wrapping up. You could have a new teacher come into your life or a teacher leave. And I see this being connected to teachers for a lot of Virgos out there. But your mind and your communication is on fire. So watch your words, Virgo. You're generally pretty calculated and careful, But this is a time where you might just, things might fly out of your mouth that you don't mean to say. I did hear something once that when that happens, that's actually often guides and divine energy working through us, that they're the ones trying to get a message across through us. And so sometimes verbal diarrhea can be that. And often I think when things are accidentally said, they're meant to be said. So I guess see what feels right for you, but I'm just putting that out there as far as the energy that's brewing in your mind and communication. You might be motivated at this time to get a writing project off the ground, a website, communication of some kind, but expression is really lit up for you, Virgo, and it's something that has been in the works for quite some time. This full moon is, I think, really going to be, like, if you've been experiencing setbacks, or you've been feeling like some of your work, your written projects or schooling has had some hurdles, some come and go, I think this is a big energy that is one that you have arrived, that you are where you want to be with these projects, but it's also a bit of a push that is going to carry through for years to come. So really great energy for Virgos. You are going through complete transformation when it comes to your fun and creative expression and expressing your God-given talents. And so it makes sense to me that those might be manifesting right now in physical, tangible, electronic, written, vlog form. And if you're finishing schooling or higher learning of some kind, congratulations. That has probably been at least a 2-year journey, if not more. And enjoy Venus in your sign, Virgo. You are going to be getting more attention and more, you're just going to be seen in a good light right now. So take advantage of that. Saturn is going direct in your partnership house. So if you've been restructuring partnerships in some way, then this is a time where you're going to start to feel that payoff and more development and progress there. But mostly this is mental energy for you, Virgo, and you manage mental energy quite well. So enjoy this eclipse season. I hope you're having a lot of fun with the energy, and I hope that Saturn going direct with partnerships means that you start to see the restructuring of relationships in the way that you want to. I'll see you next time. Hi Libra, this full moon eclipse is happening in your 8th house of other people's resources. So if you have been waiting for a payout of some kind, here it is. This is expansive healing energy, so there might be more resources coming to you. This could be encouraging working with other people's resources in a not actual money, financial way, but in collaboration as well. This could also benefit intimate connection if you have been working on that within your significant partnerships. You are all fired up right now about your self-worth and your investments, your assets. There could be more mental focus on your worth and how you take care of yourself, and that is going to be reflected when we have a lot of self-love and we take care of ourselves well. That's reflected in assets all around us, whether that be other people's resources that come in or our own that grow and flourish. And that is the focus for you at this time. I see this being more that you are maybe driven and charged up around area of finances. Not that there's necessarily going to be aggression there. I suppose finances could take a big point of expansion, and yeah, what a blessing that is. So enjoy that. Venus right now for you is in a area where you might want to retreat or travel to faraway places for retreat. Any kind of escapism is where your like beauty and pleasure is right now. And home has been undergoing major transformations, and that is that's really connecting to your fated destiny with partnerships. So that might apply more to people who are in partnerships. Either way, home is going to have gone through probably several changes since 2008, and maybe come next year you'll find more stability in that department. And maybe that's where this boost from this eclipse of finances will help you achieve that stable home that you've been looking for. So this is the very last eclipse, Libra, before the focus is all on you for eclipses next year. And yeah, I think this is going to be a good one for you when it comes to finances and connections with other people, as well as abundance overall. So enjoy, Libra, and I'll see you next time. Hi, Scorpio. This is partnership blessings for you. Something is reaching a culminating point. Some Scorpios out there might be going through breakups. If you are, this looks like it's initiated by you. This isn't somebody else breaking up with you. Be careful of your expression if that's what you're doing. If you're ending something with somebody, just make sure it's as gentle as possible. It's good to give the truth and deliver the truth, but go easy at this eclipse time. And more likely for a lot of Scorpios right now, you are passionate about balancing self and other, and your passion is really about self and self-expression and getting the words out that really reflect what's going on in your head. Sometimes things can be processing in our minds, and the words that come out or the words that are received by somebody else don't really match, and we're not really feeling understood. But I think that right now you're going through a period where that's really lit up, and your expression is being received hopefully the way you want it to. And partnerships, because now I mentioned the breakup part earlier, that's a small group of you. I think because Jupiter's in your 7th house and you're getting blessings and protection, then there's really just healing happening with your partner, healing happening with a significant other. The lot of fortune is there too, which just is a very fortunate point in the chart. But there's some curveball energy. This also looks gentle. It looks like a friend could come in, a female friend, someone from your community and network, and maybe light things up with your partnerships in a new way. Expansion of partnerships. If one is leaving, it looks like there's more coming in. Also, I think for Scorpios, it looks like a fun one. This is the final eclipse for you on your axis of self and other. So for the past 2 years, you have been revamping your partnership experience, and maybe multiple partnerships. It could be business, it could be your romantic partnerships. But these fated changes that have been going on are coming to a close, and whatever has happened is now going to start to show up in a solid, and your manifestation has arrived, and you're going to see that trickle through your life, and the efforts that have gone in the last couple of years since November 2021 are going to start to show long-lasting results when it comes to partnerships and the type of partnership that you want to see, Scorpio. And that is a partnership that is sensual, that is dependable, that's steady, sturdy, grounded, all of those things. And I think that's what's showing up for you this weekend, as well as sprinkled with a little bit of fun from your friends and a lot of passion from you, Scorpio. You know how to bring the passion, and you are certainly doing that this weekend. So I'm excited to hear what's going on in your life, Scorpios. Leave me some comments below and have a lot of fun. Scorpios, no doubt, are out there enjoying Halloween fun, and it's your season. So happy birthday to all you Scorpios out there too. And I'll see you next time. Hi, Sagittarius. This eclipse is happening in your day-to-day activities. So if you have employees, that is highlighted right now. It could be that some habit is being eclipsed out and you're done with it. Any unhealthy habits that you don't want to take forward, now's the time that some shift is going to happen a little bit easier. You are not experiencing the aggressive expression that some other signs are, but it could come in the form of psychic intuition and psychic connection to other people, maybe to your employees, if you have them. But just downloads. There's going to be a lot of psychic activity. Maybe you're communicating with this type of energy. You could even be experiencing some mediumship type stuff. And maybe that's going to affect your habits. Maybe you start getting intuitive downloads that really shift your perspective on how you've been operating day to day, and what can come and what can go, and what stays with you and what doesn't. Venus is in your 10th house, so that means that you're being seen in a really lovely light right now. Sagittarius, go out this weekend, have some Halloween fun, be seen. You have the Lot of Fortune point that's working in your favor. And at the same time, you might feel like resting with the Mars and Venus, Mercury and Sun energy in your 12th house. But whatever you feel like doing, this is a phase for the next a few more weeks of Venus in your 10th house, where how you're seen by the public and your public image is looking really good. So you might get more attention just walking down the street. If it's career related, that's going really well, and maybe there's a lot more pleasure in career right now. You're probably being seen more in career, however that shows up for you. And yeah, this one, there's mostly just healing for your habits and daily activities. If you've been experiencing any kind of illness, that has a good potential for healing right now. And maybe unexpectedly, there might be there might be a female authority figure that helps you in your healing process right now. Or maybe whatever is happening in your public image helps shift your habits, helps shift your daily activities, and that creates healing. But either way, this is a very healing energy for you in your day-to-day work life, in your any illnesses or health-related stuff that you've been working on. So enjoy this one, Sagittarius. This might be a time of seclusion, even though when you are out, people are really going to be seeing you in a lovely light. And yeah, let me know in the comments below how this eclipse works out for you. Something's coming to a close work-wise and habit-wise that you've been working on for a couple of years. So congratulations, and have a wonderful eclipse season, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this burst of pressure and release valve that's happening this weekend is pleasant for everyone. Keep in mind that if it's not pleasant in the moment, it will be very soon, though that shift of energy is coming as it does when a 2-year cycle closes. Also keep in mind that we have a bigger cycle closing at the end of the year. And though I think that this was the last big pressure release, we have some little ones still coming before January, when Pluto moves into a whole new sign, Aquarius, after a long stay since 2008 in Capricorn. I think Aquarius is going to be a little bit more fun to have that type of transformation. But keep in mind that that big cycle is still closing. However, this weekend, this really finishes off a lot of what we've been working on this year. And congratulations to everybody and everything that you've accomplished and everything you've been working towards. And if it's been difficult and you've been experiencing a lot of hardship this year, know that next year shows a little, it's all dependent on your personal chart, of course, but we're closing up some big stuff this year, and I think we're going to see the benefit of that probably just even after this eclipse this weekend. So enjoy, and I will see you next time. And here's the sunset that you're seeing as some of those last videos were finishing, at least the light from the sunset. So it's nice to see a little bit of sun poke through here in Vancouver today. Bye.